Hi again, and in this video we're going to have a look at how we use the star ratings and in Lightroom, and start to look at how we manage the images that we've brought into Lightroom. Because obviously if you get yourself into a position where you've got maybe 1,000, maybe 5,000, maybe 10,000, maybe 50,000 images in Lightroom, you need to start to be able to manage them in some way. We've looked at keywords already, and there's a video, just a link popping up here on how to use keywords, but keywords sometimes aren't enough to actually manage those images. If you go out, for example, and take 100 photographs in one shoot, and then come back, and then you need to work out which ones you're going to keep, which ones you're going to get rid of, which are your good ones, and you maybe want to narrow that down to 3, 4, 5 images just to keep, and then go back and find those images consistently and quickly. Then you need a process to do that, and the way that I use that, and the way a lot of people do that, is using star ratings in Lightroom. So what I'm going to do is, we've got an import that we brought in previously. It's going to show you how to use the star ratings to manage those images in Lightroom, and to start to get a little bit of consistency in how you use star ratings, but also to enable you to find pictures really quickly in the future. So let's go on the computer and let's have a look at how we do that. So here we are. We've got Lightroom open, and this is a previous import which we ran a little while ago. And if you want to see the video on how we did the import, then there's a link there up in the top right hand corner of the frame right now. But this is a content we went to recently. So the first thing I would always do, we're in Lightroom here. The first thing I will always do is just quickly go through these images and work out which ones I absolutely do not want. And there's a really quick way of doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into image number 1 there. We're going to double click it. We're going to open it up in what we call loop view, and then we're going to use a number of keys on our keyboard. Now the keys that we're going to use are going to be simply X at the start, and X is going to be a reject. So we're going to really quickly run through these images, and we're going to hit X when we find an image that we don't want. Now that one, for me, I don't like it, so I'm going to hit X. And what X does, it sets that image as rejected, and in the future we can just get rid of that really quickly. So X is anything that we really want to don't want to see. And I'm just using the right arrow key here, and as I see something I don't like, X. And I would do this, so these look okay, that's probably not very good. I'll keep that one for now, keep that one for now, keep that one, and that's horrible. And as you just go through your images, and anything you don't like, just exit out. Okay, so let's just say we've run that process. So now we've got a whole bunch of images that have got X against them. So what I want to do now is I just want to use my filter just to look at the flags. So let's look at my flagged images, and if I go back to my G, which is, if I just press G, that is the library view, and we can see there we've got our attributes at the top, and we're going to go on to the little X. So this is going to now show me all the images that I absolutely said I did not want to keep. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Control, so I'm pressing Control and A, that highlights all those images, and because I absolutely have decided I do not want these images, these are just going to get in the way, I'm going to hit Delete, and I'm going to delete them from my disk. They have gone. Those images have now gone. They are not in my Lightroom collection anymore. And that's the first thing I do. Any images that are out of focus, any images that are really terrible composition, or I can do absolutely nothing with in the future, they've gone. There's no point keeping them. However, the images that are left, I will keep all these images. So the next thing I would do is I would go through those images again, and I've just gone into the loop mode by double clicking the first image. And you can see now by looking at this, we've got 23 images left. I'm going to go through these images and look at the ones that I think are maybe worth processing, maybe worth, in that initial view, taking that next step. So once again, I'm going to use my cursor control on the right hand, moving to the right, and this time we're going to use star rating. So we're going to start to use these stars here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on one star to start off with. And as I go through, anything that I think is worth processing, I am going to just hit 1. So I'm just going to go through. I think his eyes are closed there. Have I got another one? Yeah, his eyes. A lot of these singers do like their eyes closed, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press 1 on there, and you'll notice that I set the star rating to 1. I could also, I could use the little mouse and use a 1 there, and that would also set the star rating to 1. But I'm just literally just going through, and I quite like that one. I'm going to hit a 1 on there. That might process nicely. We'll see. I'm just going through these. That might process nicely. I'll hit a 1 on there. That might process nicely. I'll hit a 1 on there. That may do, although he's not looking at me. I quite like the fact that there's a guy there in the beam of light. We'll process that. We'll process that one. That's probably worth a 1 star. That's worth a 1 star. As is that. That is as well. No. Yeah. Okay. So we've done that. We've been through that process, and now what we've got is we've narrowed it down again. We can see images here as we go back to our grid view by pressing G. We've got some images that have now got 1 star. And if we use our filters down here, we can change this to look at the images that are equal to 1 star. And then we'll click 1. So these are the images now that I've got on 1 star. We can change these filters quite easily. This is just a quick filter. We have the same filter at the top there, but we'll just have that to greater or equal to 1. And now what I would do is I will look at my 1 star images and go, which ones am I actually going to process? So let's take this image here, for example, and let's have a quick look at this image, and let's go into the develop module in Lightroom. And let's have a really quick and dirty process. Just drop some of the highlights in there, maybe bring the exposure up a little bit, not that much, bring it back down a touch, there we go. Just bring the highlights back down a bit more, maybe bring some shadows back a little bit, maybe let's just have a quick look at the whites. Yeah, a lot of blue light in here, that's fine. Just click a couple of these. Let's sharpen it a quick. This is a really quick and dirty edit. Way too much sharpening there. Let's put a bit on there. I'll just narrow it down and mask it out to there. So that's just a quick and dirty edit. And I've edited that in Lightroom. So what I would always do now, once I've edited an image, is I would hit 2. So the process I'm using is, first of all, we've got rid of the images we definitely don't want with an X, and deleted those images from the disk. The images that are worth looking at again, I give them a 1 star. As I edit those images, I give them a 2nd star. So now we can see a bunch of images starting to appear with 2 stars on. Let's do one more. Another quick. Let's do that one. So this is a 1 star image already. We can see there. Let's go back into the develop module and let's have a really quick edit. So first of all, I'm going to crop this one. We'll do a video on how to use the edit module in Lightroom, so the develop module in Lightroom another time. Probably not. We haven't got time for it in this. But I'm here in the develop module, and let's just line him up a little bit, half a stop maybe, 1/3 of a stop. Let's bring those highlights down. Let's bring some shadows up. Let's whites, let's do some blacks. Ooh, a lot of black there. There's a lot of black in this image anyway, so that's kind of fine. Let's just give it a bit of clarity, a little bit of clarity. Don't like all this green on this side, so maybe let's just drop the exposure. This will make it really light in a different way. So I'm not overly enamoured by this as an edit, but we'll just do something with it so you get the idea. Once again, we'll look at editing in a future video. He's obviously got a very red face there, but I have edited this image, so let's go back to the grid view. That's been edited, so I will give that a 2nd star. So all of a sudden now, what I've got here is, if I change my filter view to equals, so rating is equal to, then you can see there, these are the ones that I did my initial pick from, which I have not edited. But if I now look at my 2 star images, I have got 5 2 star images. So these are 5 images that I've edited. And to be fair, there was a couple already there, just so I didn't have to edit so many for you. So all of a sudden now, from the 30, 40 images we started with, we've got 23 left. I've got 10 that I've got a 1 star, so I've got 10 that are potential to look at again, and I've got 10 that I've already edited. Now of these ones that I've edited, some of them, I might look at that one and go, actually I quite like that one, so I'm going to change that star rating to 3. This one here, I don't like that one, I'm going to leave that at a 2. This rating here, this image here, quite nice, quite like it. Let's give that one a 3. That one I'll leave as it is. I'm not too sure about the brightness of the light on the front of his keyboard there, so we'll leave that one at 2. This one I'll give that a 3 as well. So what we've got here now is, if we just go back to the grid view, I'm going quite fast. You know, feel free to use the pause button where you think I'm going a bit too quick. But now what we've got is lots of different images in this library. If we just take the stars off completely, we've got lots of different images in this library that have got different star ratings. So I've got some here with no stars, I've got some with 1 star, some with 3 stars, and some here with 2. I've got any with 2 down there. There we go, a couple with 2. And what this enables me to do now is these images are starting to kind of get organised. So if I go back to our star rating and I just look at this little arrow here, and I've just got that set on images that are equal to or greater than. So this is looking at any image. If I click on 1 star, this will just show me images that have been star rated at 1 star or above. If I click on the 2 star, this is 2 star and above. So I've got my 2 stars in there and my 3 stars, and then I've got my 3 stars and above. I've got nothing above a 3 star. So these stars now are starting to mean something to me. The 1 star is ones that I think are worth looking at. The 2 stars are ones that I have edited in some way or shape or form. It's not to say I'm not going to go back and edit them again, but I have edited them. The 3 stars are the ones that I have edited and quite like. I might want to do some more work on them. But I quite like the edit. I've given them already, and I've started to use those in a slightly different way. They've got 3 stars. The only other star rating I would give is if I get an image that I really like, I will give that 4 stars. And to be fair, I never used a 5 star. That's the only star ratings I use: 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I use that consistently across all my images, across all my libraries, and that way I can find images really quickly. If I look at another library here, for example, let's just look at all my images from 2017 on this view. I'm just going to go to G, so I'll just hit the grid view. I'm looking across a whole bunch of folders now, and you'll see images up here that have got all kind of different star ratings. So let's go and look at images that are 3 star and above. So all these images are images that have been edited and that I quite like. And you'll see every now and again that I've got an image that has got a 4 star. There's a 4 star one, for example. And the 4 star one is one that I personally really like. And if I just click on the 4 star view, looking across all my images, these are the images that have been edited and that I really like and would do something with in the future. And they're just the other ones that they're to help paint that picture. So that's how I use star ratings. I hope you've learned something from this. They do take a bit of getting used to. What I would say is, don't willy-nilly use star ratings. Don't just go, oh, I love that 1.5. Bring some kind of process into it so that you can consistently go back and find your images. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that video. I hope it helps you manage your images in Lightroom just a little bit more in the future. If you've liked the image, if you've liked the video, please say so in the comments below. Hit like, and also if you would like to subscribe to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe. There is a button down there somewhere to do that. Just click the button, and what that enables to do is you will be notified then of any future videos that we publish onto YouTube. So hope you've enjoyed it, and that's it for this video. See you next time. Thank you for watching.